and she's cooking breakfast for me. She goes to work at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know how you talk on the phone, and you're just like, you're all lovey-dovey. Like, when I get there, I want to hug you. How are you? It's like, she just recently got mad at me, and she was like, babe, it's my duty. And her sister goes, you have to understand that we are in Filipina, that's her duty. And I'm like, you too? Back home, you know, you take care of your woman.
Previously at the Black Filipino TV.
Talking to the wrong people. I'm curious, like, is this real? And I start telling my mom, and she's like, I really like her.
And
it is
now,
what it is. I finally reached the 6-figure mark. Because I'm doing 2 jobs. I'm doing my state job. I'm doing my Ubering on the side. That helps me like do my vacations here and stuff like that when I want to come. And then I have my house, and housing is so expensive right now in California. I have one of my good friends who rents out a room, you know, and another friend that actually rents out a room now. So I really don't have to worry about money.
Do you consider yourself a passport bro?
Yeah, I do.
That's a lot of guys traveling that's just using women and saying passport bro, and they're not passport bros. They're passport tricks. Like, I consider you a passport bro, like a guy that's traveling for opportunity and really wants to be in love and wants to experience the world. That's what passport bros.
I think there were two kinds. We talk. Oh boy. Okay, she knows about that. Yeah, she knows about it. I talk about it all the time. I was like, you don't understand. I keep trying to explain to her. I'm like, you're a breath of fresh air. You know, when I'm around you, when I talk to you, you know, like she wants to. Like, I woke up at 12 o'clock and I'm hearing like shh. And I'm like, what the heck is that? And she's cooking breakfast for me. She goes to work at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then she wakes up at 12 to cook me breakfast. And I'm like, babe, I was like,
she wakes up at 12 in the morning?
She wakes up at 12 at night.
Oh, 12 at night.
She wakes up at 12 at night.
That's the morning. She wakes up 12 in the
morning. 12 in the morning.
And
it makes me feel like bad because back home, you know, you take care of your woman. You know, so I'm like, babe, don't do that. And then she just recently got mad at me, and she was like she snapped at me, and she's like, babe, it's my duty. Stop telling me to not do it. And I'm like, okay. It's your duty. Okay. It's your duty. I'm like, fine. She's like, don't tell me. And then I talked to her sister, and I tell her sister, I was like, everything's fine with your sister. And then I said sometimes like she wants to do too much. Like, she woke up at 12 in the morning and was cooking and stuff like that. And her sister goes, boy, brother, you have to understand that we are in Filipina, that's her duty. And I'm like, you too?
When you're married to a Filipina,
Look, kabatig now.
guapa. You need to realize when they cook, it's because they love you or it's out of love. Like when there's birthday parties or anything, they spend their time cooking. There's always food. If they have money, don't have money, whatever the reason, they will make a way to cook a great meal. I was just standing here watching my wife individually place each one of these into the fry to cook some lechon?
No.
Kind of lechon.
Sweet and sour pork.
But it just made me realize all the times, like when we're together with her family, cooking, they all cook.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, like why?
You know what she did? I gotta tell you this story, right? Before we got married, she was downstairs with her father and mother, and I said, what are you doing? She said, I'm learning how to cook all of the dishes perfectly. And I said, what do you mean? Because her father's the better cook. She said, I'm learning because, I said, I already knew why. She said, oh, so I can cook it. I said, wow. Wow, but yeah, that's how they feel,
Yeah,
Well, anyway, the older school ones, right?
Yeah.
Because the ones of age,
Yeah.
they feel like that. But nowadays, you have some girls that don't want to do it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of guys I'm in some of those groups, and a lot of guys will be like, "Oh, I want to talk to like the younger ones." I'm like, "That's fine, you know, I don't have no issues like that." But you know, she fits me. Like, man, like we like sometimes there's. I actually saw something on YouTube recently, and this guy, what he said, it was so true. And we were just listening to this. He said, "You ever notice how when people yell?" He said, "You know, they yell like they're far away." He was like, "But they're not." He was like, "In reality, it's not their physical that's far away. He's like, their hearts are far away." He's like, "So when their hearts are far away, you have to yell at the person. You feel like you have to yell for them to hear you." And then he goes, "But it's the opposite when you love each other too." He said, "When your hearts are close," he said, "you ever notice that you only need to whisper, or sometimes you don't even need to say anything?" And I was thinking about that. Like sometimes I just look at her, and she'll go, "Okay, Dad." Like she knows.
I gotta ask you a question because I can see it. Do you feel he connects to you more than some of the guys you've been with in the past? What I mean is like, I see from the way he's talking, right? Like
He's so cool.
No, like I think like when I was telling you about like my medical conditions and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm just realizing like it's just there's no reason to be like frustrated or you know, even though I get angry sometimes and she knows, but there's no reason to stay that way. Like it's a choice. It's absolutely a choice. So, you know, if you want to get mad and you want to be all frustrated and bitter and stuff like that, that's building up like negative energy in your body, and eventually it's gonna catch up to you. But you can just chill, man. Just it's cool, man. I promise it's gonna be okay. So much.
Guys, you're gonna eat first.
See, this is when dating online is fine, right? He talked to her, and he came in 4 months. So I'll let him finish what he's talking. He was talking when the camera's off.
So yeah, I mean, I think it was like four months. Yeah, we came in 4 months, and after that, it like when she first picked me up, like because you know how you talk, on the phone, and you're just like you're all lovey-dovey. Like when I get there, I want to hug you, and then when you actually get there, you realize it's the first time you've seen each other, and then it's like, oh, how are you? It's like.
It's like friends, like
It's like how are you? You know that kind of thing. And then you're like, oh my God! Like I came all the way, you know, to another country. You know, she's here, I'm here, and then you know we get in the cab together, and then like we're driving, and I'm catching like this whole new experience. Like first off, all the motorcycles are everywhere. It's almost like I went back to New York in the 80s. Or something.
Same that, yep.
Same, you think like that too.
Like I was like, oh my God, like dang, this is like I went back in time. I was like, this is right up my alley. I was like, this is me. I was like, this is it. I was like, man, this is cool. Because like everybody thinks like the bad stuff, but back in the 80s, I remember my family was together. Like we argued, we bickered, but we were together. We didn't have much, but we were together. You know, I remember like if somebody like if a girl was messing with me or whatever, my mom was like, "You can't hit her. You don't touch girls. You don't touch girls." Like my cousin would come over, and my girl cousin would be like, "I'll get her." You know, we were that close. And then I seen that in her family, and like I was like, you guys don't know how good you have it. I was like, in America, people like family are divided. And
it used to be together though, like how it is here.
I used to. And I tell her all the time, I'm like, I really appreciate how you guys are together. And she's like, not really, Dad. We're not like. I'm like, you don't understand. You don't the difference. And this is. I told her. I said, this is another reason why I don't want us to be out there too long. Just because we don't have our culture like we used to anymore. But yeah, I came out here, and then we were in the cab, and then we just started talking. And I think literally by the time we got to the hotel, it felt like it did when I had been talking on the phone with you. It was fine. And again, I've never experienced that before. I've always felt like somebody always gives me something to worry about in a relationship. So it's like I keep them at arm's length because they're telling me something with their actions. Now, I'm not crazy. I'm seeing what I'm seeing. She never did that one time. Like in the back of my head, sometimes I'm still waiting. A little, like I'm not waiting, but I'm like, if it happens, I'm like, oh, okay, there it is. Like,
you know what pretty much happened? You came from a woman probably bringing up money to a woman that doesn't bring up money. So it was odd for you. Like,
she gets mad.
Yeah.
She's so chill,
wild.
right? She's so chill.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, she doesn't bring up money at all. She's very affectionate. She cares about my needs. Like all of that, I tell her, it makes me want to do more for you. And like when you have somebody who cares about you and who loves you and who wants to do for you, like it's like your spirit has no choice but to want to serve them, to want to help or do whatever she wants. Like money is so minuscule to me. Like, so I just, she's the other half of me. So I don't consider it giving her money. I consider it just us taking care of household needs or whatever. And it took her a while to understand that, but she finally, I think, I'm not for sure, I think she finally is getting it now, because she always used to give me a hard time when I would just like hand her money or something like that. And I'm like, well, I know you need to take care of this, or I know this needs to happen. You know, and she's like, you know, and I'm like, and I tell her, I'm like, you're my other half. I'm not playing with you. We're already married as far as I'm concerned. You know, we just need the paperwork or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So, so I think she knows that now. I don't think we have that issue anymore. But she gives me a look sometimes. Where she's like basically she gives me the look, and the look is Dad, and then I'll give her the look, and then she'll go, okay. Okay, and then we don't argue, but it's good, man.
You know, I gotta say something, man.
Yeah.
You kind of look like a Filipino.
Oh God.
You do. He does, right? You do, man. Yes, you do. You do. You kind of yes.
Jay
You
is
look like a Filipino in province.
Nose.
Yeah.
It's like African,
You too.
but his
You
nose
too.
is not too.
Yeah, you have a Filipino nose, man.
Yeah, I
You
know.
look like a Filipino, bro.
I look at you.
No, you more.
No way.
No, okay, right?
Yeah,
His
yeah,
face, you.
No
you do.
way.
No, bro.
So.
I'm about to ask him. Sir, excuse me. Does he look Filipino?
No, you don't have to lie.
He does look Filipino.
Thank you.
You got the same nose like him. You look like you could be his cousin. That's your cousin right there. See, that's his cousin. That's his cousin. See? You just met your cousin,
No,
huh?
but when you start talking, they're gonna know, oh, he's not.
Yeah.
Jay, sometimes he calls a Filipino.
Yeah, when I first came.
Diba, sir, kuya, saan po? Speaking Tagalog on him.
Yeah.
He's a Filipino.
When I first came, that was one of the reasons why I named my channel The Black Filipino.
Yeah.
Because I look like Filipino, and then Luke Maharis is a black Filipino, and I look just like him. And then people thought I was Filipino.
I'm not gonna lie. You already know what I was saying.
What's that?
When I first saw your channel,
Yeah.
I was telling her, and then I was telling everybody else. I was like, oh yeah, he's black and Filipino.
Yeah.
He's black and Filipino.
Everybody thinks that, yeah.
He's black and Filipino. And then I heard you one day on your channel, and you were like, I'm black, or something like that. But you indicated that you weren't Filipino, and I was like, I'm gonna have to tell everybody he's.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you already tell everybody.
Yeah, I'd already told everybody.
it's the,
I was like, okay, yeah, that's.
It's the connection. Well, you know, everybody's from Africa, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you see my nose is African nose.
Yeah.
Your nose as well, Filipinos as well.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. We're all from the same place.
Well, I have Tonyan in my family, so
Yeah.
I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
That could be the case. Yeah.
My grandmother is like Tonyan, like black and Tonyan for what? She's seen her
If you
pictures.
see my grandmother looks like an Indian.
Oh,
One of the Native Americans.
okay.
So that could be it too, yeah.
I have a question
Yeah.
for her.
Yes.
What are the qualities that you like about him? Like when you start dating and then when he came here to the Philippines, what are the qualities that you like about him?
Thank you for watching this video. If you like my content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you like my content, you're welcome to support my content by giving a small donation at PayPal. You can go to my Buy Me a Coffee at buymeacoffee.com/JTBF. And there you can buy me a coffee or you can book a consultation with me. I have consultations for a very small fee. At the bottom of this video, you'll see thanks there. You can give a thanks and make sure your comment is highlighted, and you can give a small donation that way as well. Guys, in the description, you'll see other videos of my other content that's great as well. So you can be sure to watch my other content there. Thank you for watching. See you next video.